And good to have you join us. It's News Hour Live on GBC News. You're also streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. My name is Samuela Porte.
And mine is Clara Mlano. Roberts Jonathan Intendakon will interpret the news into sign language. Have a good evening.
On the news in detail, there is no better way to build a sustainable relationship between Accra and Budapest than deepening investment and trade.
In pursuit of this, Ghana will soon reopen its embassy in the Hungarian capital, Budapest. President Akufo-Addo announced this at a state dinner at the banquet hall of the Jubilee House for the visiting Hungarian president.
Hungary was one of the first countries in Europe to have bilateral ties with Ghana in 1959. During the Cold War, Ghana's first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, visited Hungary in July 1961. Simultaneously with Nkrumah's visit, Hungary opened its embassy in Accra on July 29, 1961. Ghana also established its embassy in Budapest in January 1962. But after the 1966 coup in Ghana, the relationship between the two countries gradually deteriorated. Hungary closed its embassy on 15 December 1987. However, after 30 years, Hungary established its presence again in Accra in 2017. It is for this reason that the visiting Hungarian President János Áder wants Ghana to reciprocate the gesture by reopening its embassy in Budapest. He described Ghana as the most peaceful country in Africa with impressive economic growth.
And also Ghana is one of the countries that have proven and that have shown the largest economic growth. During the past 5 years, which is a relatively short period of time, the number of Ghanaian students studying in Hungary on scholarship has increased 3.5-fold.
President Akufo-Addo said Ghana will soon be reopening its embassy in Hungary. This, according to him, would deepen the ties between the two countries. He was grateful to the Exim Bank of Hungary for supporting an indigenous Ghanaian company with 50 million euros.
It is my desire that we pay closer attention to educational and cultural exchanges between Ghanaian and Hungarian youth to enable us deepen understanding between our peoples and make better use of the strong friendship we share.
The visiting Hungarian president is expected to depart Accra on Sunday, the 16th of January. Edward Nyaku reporting for GBC News.
The Ministry of National Security, in collaboration with the Ghana Armed Forces, has held a workshop on the national security strategy documents at the Naval Headquarters at Bema-Kambi in Accra. The document was launched in 2021 by President Akufo-Addo, the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. It was for stakeholders in the security sphere to deal effectively with existing and emerging threats to the country. The Minister for National Security, Mr. Albert Kandapa, said the vision of the strategy is to ensure that Ghana remain a peaceful, tolerant, social cohesion, secure and prosperous constitutional democracy. The minister said armed robbery, chieftaincy disputes, piracy, terrorist activities outside the country, threats of secession by certain groups and unemployment were on top of the list of security challenges bedeviling the country.
And therefore urged the Ghana Armed Forces to do its utmost best to curb the challenges. He reiterated government's commitment to retooling the armed forces to deal with the challenges and promote security in the country. The Minister for Defense, Mr. Dominic Nitu, pointed out that the country is faced with two major external issues: the jihadist movement and terrorist activities in northern Ghana and piracy in the Gulf of Guinea. He said combating these threats required real-time and a national security policy with clear directions, and this, among other things, would be dealt with when the national security strategy is implemented. The Chief of the Defense Staff, Vice Admiral Seth Amwama, said the armed forces is an important pillar for promoting regional, continental and global interests using security and defense diplomacy. The CDS gave the assurance that the armed forces is poised to carry out its mandate effectively as outlined in the national security strategy. In attendance were the service chiefs, National Coordinator of the Ghana Boundary Commission, Major General Emmanuel Kotia, and other senior officers.
Now, the Ghana Education Service (GES) has announced the reopening dates of public second cycle and basic schools across the country. In a statement issued by GES, students in SHS 3 and SHS 2 will return to school on Monday, February 7, 2022, while the SHS 1 students will return to school on Monday, April 4, 2022. For the basic schools, that is pupils in JHS, primary and kindergarten, are expected to go back to school on Tuesday, January 18, 2022. The new reopening dates have been approved by the Minister for Education upon the recommendation of the Ministerial Committee on Schools calendar. It is expected that this information will lay to rest all speculations about reopening dates for second cycle and basic schools on the 2022 academic calendar and enable parents, teachers and students to adequately prepare to return back to school.
We're still staying with the education sector. The University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, has been on strike over their conditions of service. They are calling on the government to implement some recommendations made 3 years ago under the single-spine salary structure, particularly the aspect regarding interim market premium. Meanwhile, the National Labour Commission has directed UTAG to call off the strike as they negotiate with the government. On GTV Breakfast, the Executive Secretary of the National Labour Commission, Mr. Ofosu Samoa, said the strike is illegal since the Commission was not notified.
Letter of notification, he said we have copied the Ministry of Employment, the Fair Wages and Salary Commission, and the Ministry of Education. And none of these people who were said to have copied, or had a copy, or received a copy. Strike is very illegal. You can go on strike. But to go on strike, you must take certain steps. Notify the National Labour Commission, notify the employer for a number of days, negotiate and all that. So the strike, yes, but it was illegal. But the steps that the law mandates wasn't taken. Now that we have declared the strike illegal, the door settling their problems has not been closed. That is why there were federal directives that they have to table the issues which they consider still outstanding for discussion. Even at the meeting, they had put it on the paper once. So that was distributed to the government side. The commission has given them up to the 15th February to report back to the commission whether the issues raised by UTAG has been resolved or not. The commission will go ahead to set an arbitration panel. That's it. So we looked at the two issues, the legality or otherwise of the strike, and then the issue raised by the UTAG for determination.
Meanwhile, the president of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, Professor Solomon Nuno, also speaking on GTV Breakfast, acknowledged the decision of the Labour Commission, but said UTAG would hold a meeting with its members on the new twist.
NLC to the view that the strike was illegal. So that one is correct, and we acknowledge that statement from the panel. And also they directed that we should engage with our employers and talk to the issues as they gave us a 1 month period. Initially they gave 2 weeks, which we were okay with, changing to 1 month. And it's based on that extension was made to 1 month. So this is where we stand as we are actually holding meetings with our members the whole of the day. So we'll do that one and then inform them that this is the decision of the NLC. And then from there, it will pave way for us to take our next time. So I'm hearing about withholding of salaries for the first time. So that is good, so we can take that under consideration. That's the official position of the employer.
The Graduate School of the University of Ghana has held a ceremony for students who completed their graduate programs for the 2020-2021 academic year. The graduation was held in batches due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Now, the Motor Transport and Traffic Department, MTTD, of the Ghana Police Service has begun a 3-day orientation program for 70 national service personnel for the 2021-2022 deployment to the units under the Urban Traffic Management Module. The concept, which is being co-managed by the Ghana Police Service and the National Service Scheme, with support from the National Insurance Commission, is underway at the National Police Training School in Kumasi in the Ashanti region.
National service personnel have been posted to the Urban Traffic Management Unit of the MTTD of the Ghana Police Service in the Ashanti region. The personnel will be educated on basic insurance and the motor insurance database, which seeks to help MTTD personnel to check fake insurance stickers. On this, the National Insurance Commission is collaborating with the MTTD to embark on an exercise to deploy some national service personnel to inspect and educate people on the need to insure their vehicles and to help control vehicular traffic in the major cities of the Ashanti region. The Commissioner of Insurance, NIC, Dr. Justice Ofori, said the move, as well as the introduction of new initiatives, will help improve insurance penetration.
For the insurance perspective, to prepare you to understand why you have to enforce the law when somebody has no driver's license or has no valid insurance.
The Ashanti Regional Police Commander, COP Afo Buachi Yadom, said the course content was designed to equip the personnel with skills and competencies to effectively handle road traffic-related problems. The Ashanti Regional Director of the National Service Scheme, Mr. Alex Opoku-Mensah, urged the personnel to be disciplined in the discharge of their duties.
You have to understand that you are role models, and for that matter, you should let discipline and respect be your hallmark. You shouldn't know somebody's position or rank before you give him the respect.
Some personnel shared their expectations with GBC News.
After this program, I want to also educate the drivers on the importance of the licenses and then the insurance.
The Urban Traffic Management Module was introduced by the NSS in August 2015 to provide additional support to complement the efforts of the police in managing vehicular traffic in urban centers in Kumasi and Accra.
Now, in the protest of the manner in which the SIM card re-registration exercise is being undertaken, a group of 14 Ghanaians is urging the public not to make mobile phone calls on Tuesday, February 8, 2022. A statement by the group says the No Calls Day boycott on February 8 would be the first in a series of national boycotts to protest the current inhumane process of re-registration of SIM cards. On GTV Breakfast, a member of the group, Mr. Ras Mubarak, said this is in the best interest of Ghana and the rights of consumers.
Ongoing SIM card re-registration has been fraught with challenges, including long, winding queues and customers' concerns about some unscrupulous people hopping queues. The capability of the queues being a fertile ground for rapid spread of the COVID-19 has also been a cause for concern.
The argument is that they are fighting crime, but that alone, that argument underscores the fact that someone is sleeping on their job. Because if they weren't sleeping on their job, individuals who are into crime would not lay hands on thousands of SIM cards to use to perpetrate acts of crime. It is not my fault that my service provider and the NCA are not doing their work right. But if they are not doing their work, I should not be the one bearing the brunt. I should be the one carrying the cannon, for someone's incompetence or ineptitude.
Among other demands, the group wants the National Communication Authority to immediately withdraw its directive for mobile network customers to re-register their SIM cards by March 31, 2022.
We're doing this because we believe the rights of consumers ought to be respected. We're doing this because the current re-registration exercise is done in a very in a manner that obviously would breed COVID. It is done in a manner that is inhumane. We're doing this because we believe that there is no proper legal framework backing the NCA to issue a directive for people to re-register.
The group says if the exercise is supposed to help fight criminals, it must be backed by law. They call on the NCA and mobile network operators to come up with a better and innovative way of re-registering SIM cards by first amending the existing law.
We are demanding that the NCA halts the process at the moment. We're demanding that they get the necessary legislative framework in place. We're demanding that the registration process be done in a dignified manner so that senior citizens, so that young men and women up and down the country would not go to mass up in registration exercise just for registration. I mean, technology has advanced so much that this exercise could be done in a manner that would not require for people to even go to anyone's office to get it done.
Last year, the government, through the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization, gave a directive that all SIM cards should be re-registered over a 6-month period from October 1, 2021 to March 31, 2022 using the Ghana card. That is to synchronize the details on one's Ghana card and also to stem the increasing incidence of fraud facilitated by the use of mobile phone.
I'll go back to our earlier story where the Graduate School of the University of Ghana has held a ceremony for students who completed their graduate programs for the 2020-2021 academic year. The graduation was held in batches due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The School of Graduate Studies, since its establishment, has been coordinating over 240 graduate programs at the university, leading to the award of various master's and PhD degrees. This year's graduation ceremony has been divided into 4 sessions and will end on Saturday, January 15. In adherence with COVID-19 protocols, only graduate students were accommodated physically for the graduation ceremony. The Chief Executive Officer of MTN, Mr. Ebenezer Chuma Santi, entreated the graduates to work hard to ensure social change.
Society has invested a lot in us, and we all have to give back ethically to sustain. Your social license to lead anyone is your ethics, and the impact it makes must transcend generations. That is why you should be an atom of social change and not, for instance, join the bandwagon of corruption being shamefully retailed at all levels of our society.
Ms. Theodora Ekwia-Ayi, the valedictorian, congratulated the graduates for their perseverance in completing their courses in spite of all the movement and restrictions related to COVID-19. She urged them to continue to achieve higher academic laurels.
I say a big congratulations to my colleagues for such a great feat we have achieved individually and together. For many of us, this day seemed so far off, and there were those days we felt like giving up. We questioned why we even started in the first place. But alas, we're here today. And that step of starting this graduate school program has yielded fruit.
In attendance were graduates from both master's and PhD programs.
And news just in from Cameroon, Ghana is leading Gabon by a goal to nil. To the Ashanti region, 3 Garden City television staff, including one of GBC's Ashanti regional correspondent, Mr. Razak Papa, have been awarded in recognition of their contribution towards community development and support for mental health awareness in Ghana. The awards were among an array of honors presented to distinguished individuals by Willing Way Foundation Ghana at Edriso in the Ashanti region.
Garden City television staff, who were among over 50 personalities honored by Willing Way Foundation Ghana, were GBC's Ashanti regional correspondent, Mr. Razak Baba, the host of Garden City television morning show program, and Pabosio. Mr. Kwame Obin Sarkodie and the producer of the Garden City television morning show program, Mr. Gregory Kwekumenu. Razak Baba was presented with a citation for his outstanding reports on mental health issues, while Messrs. Kwame Obin Sarkodie and Gregory Kwekumenu were recognized for their contribution towards community development and support for mental health awareness on the morning show program. The Chief Executive Officer of Willing Way Foundation Ghana, Madam Lydia Menu, expressed concerns about the rate at which drugs and alcohol abuse is destroying the lives of the youth, adding that stigmatization is a major setback in the fight against excesses made in mental health.
The reason why we are doing education is the stigma. Because of the stigma, when someone is sick, it is very difficult for the person to walk into the hospital for treatment. Because anytime you go to the hospital, there is a unit, psychiatric unit. It's a stigma, so it is very difficult for people to even go there. So we want to break the stigma associated with mental illness, so that if I'm sick, I can easily look for treatment.
Madam Lydia Menu was in 2018 nominated for the CNN Heroes Award. This was in recognition of Willing Way Foundation Ghana's work to offer quality mental health services in terms of treatment and rehabilitation for people with mental health challenges. She said the nomination informed her decision to also recognize and award other personalities in Ghana who share similar visions to create awareness about mental health related issues.
Management of Radio Bar of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation in the Bono region, as part of its corporate social responsibilities, has donated assorted items to 2 orphanages, the World of Friends at Insapo in Brekum and Compassion is Love in Action at Yauhima in Sunyani Municipality, all in the Bono region. According to the Bono Regional Director of GBC, Mr. Emmanuel Ayomi, cherished listeners of Radio Bar contributed the items that were then presented to their homes as a show of love to the children.
The donation to the children's homes has become a firm fixture on the calendar of Radio BAR of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation for more than 10 years as part of its efforts to give back to the society. Both homes, World of Friends at Nsapo in Brekum and Compassion is Love in Action at Yauhima in the Sunyani Municipality, were established in 2007 to cater for children in need. The items presented, with support from Radio BAR's listeners, included bags of rice, bottles of cooking oil, toiletries, bottles of water, clothes and learning materials. The Bono Regional Director of GBC, Mr. Emmanuel Ayomi, expressed gratitude to the listeners who contributed to a worthy cause.
The scripture also tells us that we must show love, especially to widows and orphans. That is why last week we gave out things to the widows, and this time is for the orphans. That is what Christ stands for, and that is what we want to practice.
Interacting with Radio Ghana after receiving the items, the caregivers of the homes at separate locations thanked the staff and management of Radio BAR for the kind gesture and appealed to individuals and other institutions to support the homes. The children prayed for the regional director, management and staff of GBC for God's protection and blessings upon them.
We bring you business, entertainment and sports after this break. Do stay.
Hello, this is the business news brought to you by MTN and Whirlpool. My name is Esther Edu Ohumeu. People's Pay, a mobile payment application developed for the purpose of digitizing payments and collection services, has been launched in Accra. With People's Pay, subscribers can make payments from their Visa or MasterCard debit cards, mobile money wallets, and bank accounts.
The application, when installed, is expected to facilitate interoperability payments between mobile money and bank accounts, support payments of merchants through the Ghana Interbank Payment and Settlement Systems (GIPS), standardized QR code and proxy pay service for Ghana. People's Pay also supports payments for SME supply chain distribution framework. The application supports the creation and customization of retail promotions and loyalty schemes for merchants. People's Pay supports in-app payments and collection on behalf of pre-registered merchants such as DSTV, GoTV, Ghana Water, ECG, airtime top-up, airline tickets, and lots of other payments. It supports the purchase of one-time use gift cards from international and local merchants, supports procurement of instant virtual Visa prepaid card, supports instant transfer between mobile money wallets and any bank account in Ghana. Competitively, People's Pay is the only app in Ghana that facilitates the purchase of iTunes, Netflix, Xbox, PlayStation and Google Play, and over 100 gift cards delivered instantly as digital codes. Speaking to GBC News, the digital financial service expert of B Systems Limited, Mr. Henry Obike, explained some features of the app.
You can make payments for products and services. You can do money transfer to any bank account, to any mobile money account, and you can initiate that transfer from your mobile money wallet, any mobile money wallet, be it MTN, Vodafone, Airtel, money. And you can transfer to a bank account. You can make payments for DSTV, you can make payments for Ghana Water, you can make payments for ECG.
Mr. Obike said even though similar to other payment apps being used by the banks, the People's Pay app is flexible and quick to the market.
Because we are small and we are more nimble, so we are able to adapt to changes in the market. Because usually a lot of changes come in the market as payments go in. But it takes banks, they have to go through their own bureaucratic system to do those kind of approvals, but we can do it within a very short time. This whole application was developed within the whole COVID area throughout 2020. And we tested the application for over 7 months before today. So it's been live, but all been tested for 7 months, just to be sure that it's solid.
Considering plans to move across other African countries, Mr. Obike said B System Limited is working at integrating the People's Pay app with the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFTA.
We are also looking at integration with what we call the AFCFTA, so that you can facilitate payment, so that we'll be able to transact across the region.
The head of operations at B System, Mr. Prince Amo Mensah, said the People's Pay app is a product designed to meet government's digitization agenda.
We've provided a great impact in the industry over the years, and this is actually one of the things that we bring on board to support the country as a whole in our quest to the digitization agenda of the government.
The People's Pay application is targeted at microfinance and savings and loans companies for all digital banking, insurance companies for premium collections, wholesale and retail merchants for receiving payments from schools and churches, revenue authorities and government utilities, pay TV companies, airlines and inter-regional transport companies, NGOs for receiving donations or contributions, and for the general public for online payment.
The third Intra-African Trade Fair has been launched in Accra by the former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo. Côte d'Ivoire will be hosting the 2023 fair, which is aimed at building upon the $42 billion deal brokered in South Africa in 2021.
The Intra-African Trade Fair, IATF 2023, is to provide a unique and valuable platform for businesses to access an integrated African market of over 1.2 billion people with a GDP of over $3 trillion under the African Continental Free Trade Area. The first IATF fair held in Egypt resulted in a $32 billion trade and investment deals, while that of South Africa resulted in $42.1 billion worth of investments. The Managing Director of Intra-African Trade Initiative at Afreximbank, Mrs. Kanayo Anwani, gave a list of countries who brokered deals worth over $1 billion from the 2021 fair.
Nigeria, Egypt, Angola, Algeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, and South Africa. I'm sorry.
The chair of the IATF 2021 Council, Olusegun Obasanjo, said the successes chalked by the previous IATF fair should be built upon in improving trade across the continent.
Success of the inaugural IATF held in Cairo, Egypt in 2018 provided a building block for the successful outing in Durban last year. We must therefore ensure that efforts aimed at growing intra-Africa trade are sustained and hope that IATF 2023 will again provide an opportunity for exhibitors to showcase their goods and services, engage in business-to-business exchanges, and conclude business deals that will change the fortune of the continent.
The Secretary General of the African Continental Free Trade Area, Mr. Wamkele Mene, said the fair, which will be hosted by Cote d'Ivoire in 2023, will project the trade and investment potential of the continent to the rest of the world. The fair will be held both virtually and in person. Let's go to the Interbank and Commodity Board. Business brought to you by MTN and Whirlpool. Thanks for watching.
Come to the Energy News segment. My name is Mabel Anang. The National Petroleum Commission is taking steps to train more young pipe fitters for the petroleum industry. The chief executive of the commission, Mr. Egbert Fable, said over the years, industry players have relied on expatriates to provide such services to the oil companies in the sector. It is for this reason that the commission is making pipe fitting a standalone course in the technical schools.
The basis of this is that if we look at the oil and gas industry, almost every engineering aspect or the end products pass through pipes. Unfortunately, in Ghana, we do not have pipe fitting as a standalone course in any of our technical institutions. Aspects of it are done, but they do not therefore qualify our young technicians to be able to stand alone as pipe fitters and work in the industry. So on the FPSOs, on drill ships and allied industries, when we are looking for pipe fitters, we always have to bring in expatriates to do the real work. And then when the payments are done, at the end of it all, those payments for the expatriates are charged to the Republic as petroleum costs. And if we are to reverse this, the Petroleum Commission, as the entity tasked with ensuring job role localization in the upstream space, has resolved under the leadership and direction of the Ministry of Energy that we need to train our own and introduce pipe fitting as a course.
Energy Minister Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh has tasked the board of the Ghana National Gas Company to take steps to ensure the establishment of a second gas processing plant for the country. Stressing on the importance of gas in the nation's industrialization agenda, Dr. Opoku-Prempeh said the construction of such additional gas plant is long overdue. Energy Minister Matthew Opoku-Prempeh was speaking at a meeting with the board of the Ghana Gas. The meeting, among other things, discussed the future of the company, which is inextricably tied to Ghana's gas prospects. Dr. Prempeh reminded the board of the crucial role the gas company has to play in Ghana's LPG sector for development and also within the context of the country's commitment to the Paris Agreement. The board was also reminded of the key contribution it has to make with the relevant stakeholders in the realization of the President's Petroleum Hub vision by 2030. Dr. Opoku-Prempeh said he is optimistic that with hard work, teamwork, tenacity of purpose, and unalloyed sense of patriotism, the energy sector would continue to provide the needed support for the national economy. And that's how we wrap up for the Energy News segment. My name is Mabel Annan, and do stay tuned.
To the health segment brought to you by Lufat. In the not too long future, the Ghana College of Pharmacists will have their much awaited need provided provision of permanent facility for the training of pharmacists in the country. The Deputy Minister of Health, Alhaji Mahama Asei Seini, who gave the assurance, said this will not only improve quality health care delivery, but will also help the country to attain the UN's universal health coverage agenda.
The Ghana College of Pharmacists has over the past 10 years contributed significantly to the training of specialist healthcare practitioners, including community and specialist pharmacists. The college offers opportunities for practicing pharmacists to undergo both theoretical and practical hands-on training to become specialists and experts in their field of practice. The president of the college, pharmacist Joseph Nwagwe, spoke passionately about a very daunting challenge hindering their progress.
The college had no offices and was initially housed within the Pharmacy Council, courtesy the then registrar, Mr. Joe Nwagwe. Persistent follow-ups resulted in this allocation being fulfilled. Currently, the pharmacist vaccinator course to support the vaccination effort of government for about 80 community and clinical pharmacists ongoing, and will be concluded soon.
The theme for the 10th anniversary, improving access to quality health services through specialist pharmacy training as appropriate, a Deputy Minister of Health, Alhaji Mahama Asei Seini, said as Ghana moves to attain the UN's universal health coverage, there is the need to have highly trained pharmacists. The rector of the Ghana College of Pharmacists, Yvonne Iseku, said the college will continue to engage pharmacist healthcare practitioners for up-to-date technical know-how.
We have put together faculty from within and outside Ghana who will facilitate the sessions. We will have a session each month, starting with the first one on the 20th of January. The Faculty of Quality Assurance, for instance, has put together the series on pharmaceutical quality assurance related CPDs, the first series being quality assurance of supply chain for medicines and vaccines.
The year-long celebration of the 10th anniversary of the college will have a number of research fora for pharmacists, specialists and researchers on quality assurance within the supply chain for medicines and vaccines, and to engage members and fellows on how to make useful technical inputs into government's drive to position Ghana as a pharmaceutical hub of the ECOWAS sub-region, among.
The Medical and Dental Council says 23 quack and unregistered doctors were arrested in 2021. The council indicated that some of these fake medical practitioners have no knowledge in orthodox medicine. Others faked their licenses for operation. Most of these people have been practicing for over 30 years. The registrar of the Medical and Dental Council, Dr. Divine Bayubale, has been speaking to GBC News on this worrying situation.
Regulation is a collective responsibility. What we do know for sure, each of these quack practitioners come from homes. They come from families. If you have a family member who hasn't been to a medical school and sets up a corner shop and calls himself as a doctor, you have a moral, social, and civic responsibility to report. They come from communities. If you know in this community, my uncle's son, my junior father's son has never been to a medical school or a dental school and shows up and sets up a facility claiming to practice the professions of medicine or dentistry, you have a civic responsibility, you have a moral responsibility, and you have a social responsibility to expose them.
The Health Facilities Regulatory Agency, HEFRA, has raised concerns over the reluctance of the state to prosecute individuals who operate health facilities without the proper license. This follows the arrest of 23 unregistered quack medical practitioners last year in a joint operation between the Medical and Dental Council and the Ghana Police Service. The registrar of HEFRA, Dr. Philip Bano, is unhappy that culprits are left to go scot-free after being arrested.
It's a difficult thing because they have sophisticated way of evading arrest or evading detection. So all of us have to be vigilant. So one of is that when you go to a facility, look for the HEFRA license is there. Because often we will get those who are there. But of course, they won't tell us the fact one. I hope you understand. They will not conceal that or not disclose that. So, but at least that is the first one. Because if they don't have the right personnel, we will not grant them the license. I doubt most of these facilities have the right, have HEFRA license. But we look into it. The second is that if you are a client or a patient, when you visit the facility, look and be sure that the person has his or her medical and dental council license also displayed. If they are licensed by these two bodies, usually those people will display their licenses for the public to see.